The waiting. The insufferable waiting.
Need something?
If you're looking for a room, try the Bee and Barb. This place is for the working man. Please, don't take the statue. It's the only thing of value I have left. Not Lady Dibella. No! Please, I can't lose her! I get the message. Here, take your gold. I hope you choke on it. Look, I got the message. What else did you want? Of course not. You expect me to take care of it by myself? My niece Svana helps me with the chores. She'd be more help if she kept her head out of the clouds. She's been with me ever since her parents were killed by bandits and she was dropped in my lap. This heap of matchsticks is what everyone calls Helga's bunkhouse. Can you stay here? No. The bunkhouse is for the working man, not some sort of luxury inn for tourists. There's a college in Winterhold that teaches magic. It's very secretive though, and you know how people hate secrets. The Jarl's Court wizard was taught there. That one's full of secrets. Just leave me in peace.
What do you want? With the rumors going around about how poorly your guild's been doing, she's become much too bold. I'm not that foolish. The last thing I want is a war with your people. Look, I'm only telling you this because I care for her. Don't mistake this as acceptance for what you do. Kirava has some family at a farm just inside of Morrowind. If you mention you know about it, she might just listen to you. Just please don't harm anyone. I couldn't bear the thought. I met her when I wandered into Riften a few years ago. Been smitten with her ever since. In fact, I'm thinking of asking her to marry me. In Blackmarsh, tradition dictates we present a potential mate a unique wedding ring to represent our future bond. I already have the gold band, but all I need are 3 flawless amethysts to complete the setting. I don't know what to say. Such kindness is unheard of in these times. Here, I want you to accept this as payment for your sacrifice. And we both thank you. 3, in fact. They're my own recipe. Brought them over here from my days as a bartender in Gideon. First is the Velvet Lechance, which is a mixture of blackberry, honey, spiced wine, and a touch of nightshade. Perfectly safe, I assure you. Second, we have the White Gold Tower, which is heavy cream with a layer of blended mead, lavender, and dragon's tongue on top. Last, and only for the bravest of souls, we have the Cliff Racer, which is firebrand wine, Cyrodiilic brandy, Flynn, and Sujamma. They're vermin, garbage. They're exactly what makes this city such a horrible place to live. How appropriate they should live in the Ratway with the rest of the trash. Disgusting. Ruined sewers filled with goodness knows what. There's an entrance down by the canal, but I'd highly advise you to stay out of there. It's the Thieves Guild's territory. If you'll excuse me, I have other things to attend to.
You look like you could use a drink.
Here for a
What do you
room or
say
something to drink? Show me some coin first. Mjol the Lioness used to adventure across Skyrim before she settled down in Riften. I hear it all ended when she lost her enchanted blade. Crime is an all-time high in this city thanks to the Thieves Guild. Don't we have enough problems with the war going on? Head north to Winterhold. There's a college there. They teach magic. Most Nords don't care for them. Else you could go see the Jarl's wizard. Might be able to help you. No, and I never will. Now get out of my inn. How could you possibly know about... Please, my family means too much to me. Don't hurt them. Very well. Here. Take this back to Brynjolf and tell him he'll have no more trouble from me.
Well met, friend. How can I help you?
I can't believe you're doing this. Stop!
Just pay them, Bercy.
I can't believe you're doing this. Stop!
Oh my word.
Oh no. You're the one from Brynjolf's outfit, aren't you? Oh, there's no need for that. I know why you're here. Tell Brynjolf not to worry about it anymore. Oh, and look. I even have the payment I owed. Here, take it. I hope you're here for friendlier reasons now. After all, I'm all paid up. Catchy, isn't it? In my youth, I was a fisherman. I had a beautiful ship named the Brawny Prawn. But the years have a way of creeping up on you. I ended up selling that ship to open this place. Seemed only fitting to name it after her. Well, changed it a bit, I suppose. If I had been smarter, I would have kept my boat. Coming to this city was a big mistake. The question is, what isn't wrong with Riften? This city's corrupt, rotten to the core. No one cares about anything except themselves, and how much coin they can make off the misery of others. Authorities, have you been listening to what I said? They're all dirty. Every one of them. The only way to get things done in this city is to keep your head down and pay off the right people. It's our name for the old sewers that run under the city. It used to be a huge system hundreds of years ago, but it fell into decay, just like the rest of Riften. The guild stocks the place full of thugs that aren't good enough to join, so watch yourself if you venture down there. I hope Brynjolf chokes on his gold.
Stay out of trouble, or there's gonna be trouble. Last person who made trouble for Veckel ended up with a smashed head. They call me Dirge, because I'm the last thing you hear before they put you in the ground. Why? You think it's funny or something? Oh yeah? I think so too. You're pretty smart. Hey, here. Have one on the house. I already told you. They call me Dirge because I'm the last thing you hear before they put you in the ground. Until next time.
You'd better have coin to pay for your drinks. There's no handouts here. Until next time.
I have no business with you. Who's asking? Not him again. He came nosing around Riften a while back, making a lot of noise about me. He was persuaded to leave before he found me. Funny. I'd have thought she would have gone back to him by now. She came through a while ago. Wanted to know where she could get her hands on something valuable. Anything, really. I told her it was a bad idea. That she wasn't cut out for what'd be necessary, but she wouldn't hear it. So, I gave her some advice, pointed her towards Hobbs Fall Cave, and that was that.
If you're looking for conversation, the flagon isn't the place.
Got a lot
Come
of
back
nerve
later,
coming
and I
down.
may have some work for you.
People tend to get hurt.
So,
around.
job's done and you even brought the gold. Best of all, you did it clean. I like that. Dumping bodies and keeping the guards quiet can be expensive. Well done. And it would seem I owe you something in return. Here you go. I think you'll find these quite useful. Judging from how well you've handled those shopkeepers, I'd say you've done more than simply prove yourself. We need people like you in our outfit. That's the spirit. Larceny's in your blood. The telltale sign of a practiced thief. I think you'll do more than just fit in around here. What's on your mind? We've run into a rough patch lately, but it's nothing to be concerned about. Tell you what, you keep making us coin, and I'll worry about everything else. Fair enough? Now, if there are no more questions, how about following me and I'll show you what we're all about?
After you talk to Brynjolf and Mercer, come back and see me.
It's one thing to say you've got the skills to be a thief. It's another to actually use them.
Mercer, this is the one I was talking about. Our new recruit.
Better not be another waste of the guild's resources. Before we continue, I want to make one thing perfectly clear. If you play by the rules, you walk away rich. You break the rules and you lose your share. No debates, no discussions. What we say, when we say. Do I make myself clear? Good, then I think it's time we put your expertise to the test.
Wait a moment. You're not talking about Golden Glow, are you? Even our little Vex couldn't get it.
You claim this recruit possesses an aptitude for our line of work, so let him prove it. Golden Glow Estate is critically important to one of our largest clients. However, the owner has suddenly decided to take matters into his own hands and shut us out. He needs to be taught a lesson. Brynjolf will provide you with details.
Mercer, aren't you forgetting something?
Brynjolf assures me you'll be nothing but a benefit to us when you're in. Welcome to the Thieves Guild.
Welcome to the family, lad. I'm expecting you to make us a lot of coin. So don't disappoint me. Simple. Do as you're told and keep your blade clean. We can't turn a profit by killing. You should talk with Delvin Mallory and Vex. They know their way around this place, and they'll be able to kick some extra jobs your way. Oh, and talk to Tonelia in the Flagon. She'll set you up with your new armor. Golden Glow Estate is a bee farm. They raise the wretched little things for honey. It's owned by some smart-mouthed wood elf named Arengoth. We need you to teach him a lesson by burning down 3 of the estate's hives and clearing out the safe in the main house. The catch is that you can't burn the whole place to the ground. That important client Mercer mentioned would be furious if you did. That's not how things work around here. The guild depends on an arrangement of influential people to keep things running smoothly. Without them at our backs, we'd be in serious trouble. Maven prefers that Arengoth remains alive, but if he tries to stop you from getting the job done, kill him. The guild has a lot riding on this. Don't make me look foolish by mucking it up. Golden Glow Estate brought in a mountain of gold for the guild. You could almost call it our sweetest deal. Then out of the clear blue, Arengoth stopped sending us our cut. Mercer was, well, angry to put it kindly. So we send him Vex and find out he's hired a bunch of mercenaries to guard the place. Aye. Arengoth sent the city guard packing and fortified the entire island. In fact, Vex barely made it out of there alive. You should talk to her about it before you go. They're built like small fortresses to resist the weather, but their one weakness is flame. Besides, nothing tells the people of Riften we mean business better than a huge column of smoke. I'll give you one good reason. Maven Blackbriar. Burn all the hives, and she'd have to import honey for Blackbriar metering, which would cut into her profits. We had an arrangement with Maven. We kept an eye on Golden Glow Estate to make sure the honey kept flowing. If the workers had a dispute, we'd rough them up. If competitors tried to buy honey from Arengoth, we'd steal the shipments. In return, Maven allowed us to extort Arengoth and bring in a huge payout. Let me put it to you this way. Nothing happens in Riften without Maven's consent. One word from her, and you could spend the rest of the Fourth Era in prison. You watch yourself on that island. Those mercenaries don't take prisoners.
This better be important. I'm quite busy. I'd like to know why you're wasting time asking about it when you should already be on your way. A word of advice. Don't disappoint me.
Look, if I was a little harsh before, I just want you to know it's because you were new. Know what I mean? Look, I don't really know you. I don't even really know anyone here. Why do you care anyway? It's not like we're family. This is a business. Look, you want to know about me? All right, I'll tell you. I'll tell you about the time I was a young girl, barely out of her teens, living on a pig farm in the middle of nowhere. Didn't have a coin to spend between our entire family. Ate the same slop we fed our livestock. Oh wait, it gets much better. How about the fact that our farm was attacked by bandits, and that they killed my entire family who didn't even brandish a weapon against them? Here's the best part. They took me as a prize and violated me for a fortnight. Tossed me from bandit to bandit like... It's fine. I had to tell someone, I suppose. Carrying around a weight like that, it hurts after a while. Cuts you inside like a dagger to the heart. Over time, I managed to gain their confidence. Then one night I grabbed a knife, waited until they fell asleep, and cut their throats. I never returned to that pig farm, you know. There's nothing for me there. So that's my sad story. What do you think? Maybe one day. Just not today. Maybe I'll see you around again.
Wanted to say something to you. Pull up a chair, my friend. This is quite a tale. When I started out in this business, I wasn't really interested in the guild or being a thief. I didn't mean to imply I was earning an honest living either. With my lock-picking aptitude, I was a natural at jailbreaking. Made a great deal of gold doing it, too. It's where a client pays you to get arrested. You get thrown into a prison for the express purpose of breaking out. Usually it's to free someone the client cares about, and sometimes to kill someone on their behalf. Either way, the trick was in the escape. That's where my strengths came in handy. Well, as a jailbreaker, you work alone. No guild to back you up. I do jobs for the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood, but if things didn't go as planned, I was on my own. The last jailbreak I attempted failed. I was imprisoned in High Rock for 3 years before they let me go. After that, I promised myself I'd never do it again. I don't know. I think I realized that out in the world, my skills would bring me more wealth as a thief rather than an assassin. Killing someone in a jail is much easier than what the Dark Brotherhood deals with. I guess I wanted to play it safe. I already knew Delvin. I asked if I could join up, and that was that. Some other time, perhaps.
You're making waves around here. I like that. If you ever want to talk about anything, you let me know. It was on a job a few years back. It was supposed to be a simple burglary on a house in Windhelm. I was working with Vex, and we got inside with no trouble. We found the loot, and made our way out. Well, it was, up until the point where we set foot outside. The house was surrounded by town guard. The client had ratted us out. Vex just tells me to run, so I did. Half of them went after me, the other half went after her. Are you kidding me? Vex lost them in seconds. Once she steps into the shadows, she vanishes. Me? I ran, and I ran, straight through the gates of Windhelm, and all the way back to Riften. Vex was waiting for me at the flagon when I came in, drenched in sweat. Everyone just took a look at me and laughed. Well, I'd forgotten we had our horses tied up just outside of Windhelm. Vex rode hers back, and arrived hours before I did. So, that's how I earned the name. Now keep it to yourself. I wouldn't bother smacking at those hives with a weapon. Set them on fire, and they'll go up like kindling. I'll point you to the first and last person you're ever going to need to talk to. Nelia. She's the guild's fence. Treat her right, and she'll make you rich. Try and rip her off, you'll have the whole guild to answer to. Come back and see me if you ever need pickpocket training.
You're pretty tough. I respect that. Bringing in a lot of coin for the guild. Making us look good, too. Let me know if you need anything, okay? I joined up with them maybe 10 years ago. Small clan, maybe 20 men. We'd raid villages, rob caravans. But it was always about the killing for them. Don't get me wrong. The first few years with that clan were some of the best years of my life. All the food I could eat, all the wine I could drink, and all the women I could bed. We raided a caravan one spring. I think it was a few wagons with some farmers moving to a new village. They didn't put up much of a fight. All that was left were the women and the children. Then the leader of our clan, Garthek, he ordered us to kill the rest. No, we usually let them go. I refused to do it. Garthek ordered the clan to kill me as well. Luckily, I had made some friends with the clan who immediately sided with me. We tore each other to pieces. After it was over, those of us that remained simply went our separate ways. I left his head on a pike at the wreckage of the caravan. Never knew what became of the rest of the clan that survived. I suppose they moved on, just like I did. Always a pleasure.
Ah, you made it. Good to see you, my friend. I'll never forget how you saved my life from those Thalmor maniacs. Good to see you again, friend.
Come here a second. I used to live in Valenwood, working at my father's winery. We made the finest wine to ever cross your lips, I promise you. We were doing well. Plenty of coin, a huge mansion, and I was even betrothed to a lovely young woman. Because it was dull. Every day was the same boring routine. Working at the winery, social visits with friends, parties with no one I cared about. I just wanted a little excitement. Something dangerous. I hooked up with a guild in Valenwood. I think they called themselves the Silver Crescents. Spent quite a few years doing jobs for them. Made a lot of coin, but I didn't care. I didn't really need it. I was running with them because it fit. Made me feel alive. Well, after a while, my father caught on to what I was doing. He confronted me one night and gave me a choice. Either leave Valenwood, or he'd have me thrown into jail. Gave me a day to say my goodbyes to everyone. I ended up in Skyrim thanks to a contact I'd made when I was with the Crescents. Good old Delvin. He introduced me to Gallus, and that was it. I've been here ever since. And you know what? Despite what I left behind, I don't regret it one bit. The honey they collect on that hunk of rock goes into making Blackbriar mead. Just about the best tasting mead in all of Skyrim. If talking your way out of trouble isn't enough, you could always pick up some training from Delvin, Vex, or Viper. Also, I recommend hitting the training room if you need lockpick practice. Helped me out of a jam more than once. If you ever need more practice with the bow, just grab me.
Need something?
What's on your mind?
Got a minute? Wanted to say something. My father told me he found me as a young boy in the wreckage of a ship that sank off of the coast near Solitude. All he found in my pocket was a tiny smooth stone inscribed with some sort of strange runes. No one does. I've even taken the damn thing to the College of Winterhold. I must have spent every last coin I've made with the guild trying to find out what it means. Perhaps they could be nonsense, inane scribbles done by someone in idle boredom. But if not, if they actually mean something, they might tell me where I'm from, what ship I was on, everything. Actually, the fisherman who found me, the man I call my father, gave it to me. Thought it was fitting, I suppose. I never changed it because it never felt right to do so. I appreciate that. Keep to the shadows.
Brynjolf, eh? Let me guess. He just plucked you off the street and dropped you into the thick of things without telling
Job's
you which
done,
way
boss.
is up.
Gave the package
Am
to
I
her
right?
just like you said.
Did she say anything we need to know?
See, that kind of attitude comes from someone who wants to get rich and stay alive long enough to enjoy it. We're gonna get along nicely.
Very good.
So, if you've got the nerve, I've got plenty of extra jobs to help get the guild back on its feet.
Jobs on my own, but I'm not sure.
Look around you. The flagon, the guild, it's all falling apart. A few decades ago, this place was as busy as the Imperial City. Now, you'll be lucky if you don't trip over a skeever instead.
He has a plan to get us out of this rut.
Look,
And he isn't shit.
I know the others think I'm a bit daft for saying stuff like this, but I'm gonna give it to you straight. Something out there is piss-drunk mad at us. I don't know who or what it is, but it's beyond just you and me. We've been cursed.
Something about it?
I'll tell you what we do. We spit in that curse's face and turn things around down here. Put things back the way they were. That's where you come in. I've got plenty of work available that could guide us down the road to recovery. All you need to do is ask, and we can both come out of this smelling like a rose. Watch yourself out there. The mercenaries aren't Hearthfire to train killers. Just ask our poor little Vex.
Let me take care of you.
If you're looking to get some coin for the fruits of your labor, you should talk to Tanelia. She sounds tough, but she'll cut you a fair deal. I also suggest you spend some time in the training room. Just talk to Viper. He'll show you around. Years ago, the guild used to have a foothold in every major city in Skyrim. You wouldn't dare even lift an apple without checking with us. When things started going downhill around here, it became difficult to keep it all together. We lost fences, influential contacts, and coin. It wasn't long before we lost what we depend on to survive. Respect. By doing these extra jobs and putting some fear into the people, we can take back the cities and start being taken seriously once again. Thanks to Maven Blackbriar, we still have some pull in Riften. But get arrested in Whiterun, and you'll be tossed right into the prisons. If we gain the confidence of someone very influential who lives there by doing a unique job for them, we'll be able to have some leverage there too. The only way we get that special job is by doing smaller ones in those cities until we catch their ear. Then, they'll contact me, and we're off. Where are you off to? There's work to be done.
So you're the new recruit, huh? Well, looks like you and I are gonna have to get very well acquainted.
What's going on between you and Brynjolf?
I'm the fence down here. You come by anything you don't exactly own, and I'll pay you some coin for it. Minus a little slice for the guild, of course. I can also provide a few supplies useful to our trade now and again, for a small fee. Sure, how about I get Dirge to knock you over your head and dump you into the cistern? Look, I've been in this business a long time, and I've seen all types. You can play it tough, or you can play it smart. Whatever. At the end of the day, you'll find that all we care about down here is how much gold you can make us.
I'll get you the rest like I said.
Good. Then there isn't much more to say. Here's your armor. Just make sure you put it to good use. Well, you could always speak to Delvin or Vex if you're looking for extra work. Or if you're looking for training, we've got plenty of it down here. Delvin, Vex, Neerwin, and Vipper can give you a leg up on that.
Mercer is being Mercer.
Why don't you take a look at some of my merchandise and we'll see what kind of deal we can make.
All eyes are on you, lad. Don't
So, you're Brynjolf's new protege, eh? Don't look like much to me. I don't know about the others, but I sure am glad to see a fresh face down here. The flagon used to be packed every night with the boys from the guild. But now look at it. Last few years have been pretty bad. I've almost closed this place up. Now that you mention it, there is. I have a buyer with, shall we say, a very odd taste in literature, looking for some particular books. I'm told they're the ravings of a madman, a wizard named Arundel, and his peculiar cravings. It's said to be spread across 4 volumes, and very hard to come by. My client is offering quite a reward for them, which I'd split with you. Then we have a deal. In his later years, Arundel moved into some ice caves known as Ingvild. He preferred the solitude in which to perform his, experiments. Recently, a woman was found, naked and shivering along the road to Dawnstar. The only information the guard could get from her were tales of strange experiments, and Arundel scribbling in his journals. Only rumors. He used to have a home in Dawnstar until they burned it down. The people say he was doing unspeakable experiments on reanimation. Rituals only a necromancer would perform. After he made for Ingvild, he was never heard from again. The house I mentioned earlier is still available, if you want to buy it. Wonderful. Here is the key to your new home. I
need some gold. I may have some work for you.
Before we begin, I want to make 2 things perfectly clear. 1, I'm the best infiltrator this rat hole of a guild's got. So if you think you're here to replace me, you're dead wrong. And 2, you follow my lead and do exactly as I say. No questions, no excuses. Then we understand each other. Good. Now, it's time to get your feet wet, and I don't want to waste a lot of time talking about anything but business. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. We're in a bad way down here. Who knows? Old Delvin thinks it's some kind of curse. I think he's crazy. If you want my opinion, I'd say it's just plain old bad luck. You can get out there and start making a name for us again. Make them start fearing us like they did long ago. And while you're at it, make a little bit of coin on the side. Not a bad deal, eh? Yeah, I did. That wood elf's wit. He's a lot smarter than I expected. Can you believe that fetcher had more than tripled the guard? There must have been 8 of them in there. It was like he was daring us to come and get him. Well, there's an old sewer tunnel that dumps into the lake on the northwest side of the island. That's how I slipped in there. Should still be unguarded. If you're ever in need of some quick coin for items you find on the job, Tanelia is the best fence around. And besides myself, Delvin, Niruin, and Vipper can help you with any sort of training you might need to sharpen your skills. Are you kidding me? Ever since the guild's luck turned sour, we haven't had a coin to our name. And when the coin dried up, that's when people started to leave. We had the best of everything down here. The Ratway was a damn palace. The only way this place will ever return to its glory days is if we can finish these extra jobs and start the gold flowing again. The Flagon was once a city beneath the city. We had our own smith, our own alchemist, you name it. If we can make a name for ourselves in Skyrim once again, I can almost promise you those merchants would return. Best of all, we'd have enough gold to throw around so we could start living in the lap of luxury again. Hey, where do you think you're going? We have work to do.
All eyes are on you, lad. Don't disappoint us.
Something I can help with, or do you just want to talk?